To hear. Great. Okay, that's wonderful. Two great stories there. So, uh, so you must have participated in the Hare Krishna mantra because you're coming from Shivananda ashram. Great. And Amar, did you ever chant the Hare Krishna mantra before? Wow. So what we've been doing thus far are Sanskrit and Bengali mantras to make us uh, ready to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. As they were explaining, first they were saying the mantras to our gurus, their gurus, all the spiritual self-realized souls in our disciplic succession. And then they were singing a song called Kirtan to Guru. I don't know if you were reading the Bengali or the English so that you could know what you were singing. Good English? Good, smart. And then to the Vaishnavas or devotees of the past and present, pure devotees, and begging that they may pray to God or Krishna for us, because Krishna always listens to the words of a pure devotee. And he's so busy in his godly pastimes, he may not have the time to hear us. So we're praying to his devotees that you please speak to the Lord on my behalf. And so, as you can see here, it says, when they hear about my sufferings, they will appeal to Krishna. Krishna means God, the reservoir of all attraction. And they will appeal profusely on my behalf. And then in response to their prayers, the all-merciful Krishna will become compassionate upon this wicked person. So people who come to the temple here, like you both, they're generally very humble people, realizing that I haven't been doing the best for myself for so long. I may not know about reincarnation, that I lived before, but at least I know in this life I haven't been doing the best for me, for my supreme betterment. And like you said, why am I here? Then your name is Adam. Adam said, I was looking for spiritual nourishment while I'm in Miami. And you just didn't happen to be by the table. Krishna brought you to the table because you were that kind of sincere person. So now we're going to be chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. As Vasanti said, this is also call and response. It's only 3 words, Hare, Krishna, and Rama. And they'll explain what it means. So you can see how we're calling out for the Lord's mercy. Krishna means the reservoir of pleasure. Hare is his pleasure energy. That's Hare or Radha there. And Rama means the highest eternal pleasure. So it's a call that I'm suffering in this material world. Only smart people know that I'm suffering in this material world. Otherwise, people put themselves in illusion. Like some guy is in the hospital and he's being fed intravenously, and he's using a bedpan, and his legs are up in a cast, and some friends come over and say, how are you doing? And he says, I'm fine. So what is that fine? And that's how we are. So you two are the smartest people in Miami right now. Okay, so they're going to start that kirtan.
How long do you want the kirtan?
Well, the rest of the time.
So till what time?
Till what time, Vasanti?
Okay.
Huh?
She said 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And if Fantuzzi
Maybe I'll go
comes,
and you
if Fantuzzi comes, then he can do a few minutes. All right.
Actually, one moment.
And our teacher, Srila Prabhupada, he said that the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is like the genuine cry of the child to the mother to be picked up. And when the child is, showing that he wants to be picked up, the mother might not pick him up right away. She might just give him some toy to play with. But then when she sees that he won't be satisfied with anything else, no toys, only to be picked up, that's when she picks him up. So we try to chant with that sincerity. Okay.
Haribo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura
How did you both resonate with that? Well, you've already done it a long time. But Amar, it's your first time. Do you have any realizations, feelings?
I like the music. I like music, so
Period.
when the beat started,
Yeah. So when the beat gets going,
yes,
great,
I like that a lot.
great. Well, you'll be happy to know that Krishna is the source of all music. He says in the Gita that you have now, I am the sound in the ether. So I'm the middle, beginning, and end of everything. So yeah, you'll be happy that you hit finally, after all your searching, the source of all beats. Okay. Who's singing next? Huh? Oh, I thought it was going to go to 12:30. It's up to you. All right, that's great. Okay. So now you're going to get more Sanskrit. So we start with the white paper. And again, these are prayers to our spiritual teachers in line of disciplic succession to give us power, as he said in the beginning, to give us power, not us, me, but us all, for getting the most out of this get together. And then the pink one, we're singing Hare Krishna. So this is in glorification of Hare, that's Radharani, Krishna's pleasure potency. Because God is all blissful, so he's blissful because of his power to be blissful. So she's the personification of his blissful power. He is bliss, he tastes bliss, and he gives bliss to everyone. Okay, so that's what that pink one is. All right. So again, you could either follow along with the Sanskrit or just read the English as is comfortable. Okay, how do we start it? Yanam timirandasya jnananjana salakaya chaksurunilitam yena tasmai sri gurave nama gurave gaurachandraya radhikaya twadalaye krishnaya krishna bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya namo nama Yang pravrajantam manupetamapeta krityam Dvaipayano virahaka tadu ajuhava Putreti tanmayataya tadavo banedas Tang sarvabhutaridayam muni manatosmi bhaktya vihinai aparadalakshay chaptasya madi tarangamadye kripa mayi tvam sharanam prapadyam Vrinde namaste charanaravinda Tavoivasmi najivami tam vina iti vigyai radhe tam nayamam charanantike Kripayati yadi radha Badidha Sheshabadha Kimaparavishishtam Pusti Maryadeyorme Yadi Vadati Chakinchit Smeraha Soditashvir Dvijavaramani Panktya Mukti Shaktya Tadakim Shama Sundara Shikanda Shekara Smeraha samurali manohara Radhika pakikamam kripanidhe Swapriya Charana Kinkari Kara Prananatha Vrishabhanunandane Sri Mukhabjara Salola Satapada Radhika Padatale Tastiti Tambajami Rasikendra Shek Sambadaya Dashane Trinam Bibo Pradaye Brajamahendra Nandana Astum Antavati Balaba Janma Janmani Madhiswari Priya. First I offer my unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Diksha Gurudev, initiating Guru Nichalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada, and the same unlimited obeisances in the dust of the lotus feet of my most worshipful Shiksha Gurudevs, Nichalila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Astotra Sat Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj and Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To our grandfather gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshava Goswami Maharaj and Shri Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, to all of his divine associates, and to all the assembled devotees, and to the assembled devotees, Diksha Gurus who are my Shiksha Gurus, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Ban Maharaj, and Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Maharaj, and Shri Vaisheshika Prabhu, and to all of you. So today we're going to be, what we do every Sunday is we have a little talk, and hopefully that will arouse questions, or if not, hopefully you had questions anyway. And then there's half the time goes to Q&A, questions and answers. They could be philosophical questions. They could be life questions like, what is life? Who am I? What is my goal? And doubt questions. And don't be hesitant is the recommendation. Don't be hesitant to ask your question, even if it sounds like a not great one, because generally other people will be happy that you asked that question, because everyone has the same questions pretty much. Okay, so first we're going to talk about what we just did, which is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, with a few little histories regarding the holy name. So, once this man, he got instructions from a great sage named Narad. Narad travels around the different planets without the aid of a spaceship, just chanting Hare Krishna on his veena. Veena, how would you describe a veena? You both know what a veena is? Veena, it's kind of like a sitar. Huh? Yeah, can everybody see that? All right, and it has a longer thing, and you just go twang it. Playing his veena, and on the other hand, his clappers, and chanting Hare Krishna and making devotees all over the various planets. And it might sound strange that we're saying that he can go from one planet to another. When the spaceships try to go from one planet to another, they're not really successful. They have false propaganda. Probably they have better propaganda now with all the AI. Saying that we went to this planet, Mars or the moon or wherever. But really you can't get to another planet by a material spaceship, but he was able to go by his mystic powers. So he was encouraging, Narada was encouraging this very like workaholic guy to chant Hare Krishna and realize the Lord. He said, I just absolutely don't have time. I work from early morning till night and then I'm too tired. So Narada said, well, what about when you go to the bathroom? Yeah, I guess that's a good time, not doing anything else with my voice. So in those days, there was the international bathroom, means the forest. And so when he was doing that, he happened to be a devotee of Ram. You're a devotee of Ram, right? Everybody? Ram, Krishna. Okay. All right, good. So he was chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. Ram is an expansion of Krishna. Krishna says in the Gita, of weapon wielders, I am Ram. Ram is a king. He appeared as a king to show us the perfect morality and behavior of a king, to protect the citizens and care for the concerns of the citizens. So he was chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. And Hanuman, who's a great devotee of Ram, he could also fly. And he was flying by because he had made a vow to himself that if anybody's chanting the holy names of my Lord Ram, I want to go there and hear. So he went there to hear, but then he saw, what is he doing? He's doing dirty things and chanting the holy names of my saintly Ram. So he was very disturbed. And so he kicked him in the back. And the man didn't budge. Now this Hanuman, he was so strong. He was just stronger than 10,000 elephants or 10,000 chariots. And he kicked him so hard, but the man didn't move. He just kept chanting Ram, Ram, Ram. So he was surprised that I'm so powerful and this guy is so weak and I couldn't budge him. So he flew back to where Lord Ram was staying. And before he could say anything, he was hearing Lord Ram moaning, "Ugh, ugh, ugh." And he said, "My Lord, what happened? Why are you moaning like this?" He said, "What do you mean, why am I moaning? You're the cause of my moaning." "What do you mean I'm the cause of your moaning?" "Well, I'm not different from my name. And because of that, when he was chanting my name, Ram Ram, then you were kicking me because I was in his heart as he was chanting." So then Hanuman made a vow that if I ever hear anyone chanting the name of my Lord, no matter what he's doing or wherever he is, I'm never going to hurt him or criticize him. I'm just going to be happy and listen. So then there was another great devotee named Haridas. And Haridas would be always chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And so you can't really call him a Hindu because chanting the Hare Krishna mantra is completely non-sectarian. Like we don't say that, even though we're a group and we have a temple here, we can't say we want you to join our institution. The reason that we're together is because when you're together, everything is more powerful than when you're alone. Like if you have one stick of incense, you can easily break that. But if you have a big bundle of incense or sticks, try to break it and it's really hard. So illusion or Maya, forgetfulness of this reality, is much easier when we're alone. But it's difficult to that illusion or deluding potency, which our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada compares with a ghost, like being ghostly haunted, like you are this body and everything in relation to this body is yours. So that's like a ghostly haunted, but she can't touch us, or she has a really hard time touching us when we're together in a group. So that's why we're together. We always remind each other of that reality. So anyway, so he was chanting Hare Krishna, and then the Muslim government, who was in charge of India at that time, the king was very upset, the Nawab he's called. He was very upset that he wasn't chanting the name of Hoda or Allah, the Muslim names for God. So he said, stop that, or we'll punish you. You should be chanting. Why do you chant Krishna? There's no difference between Krishna and Hoda or Allah. So why not chant Hoda or Allah? And so he said, well, there's no difference, then I'll just keep chanting Hare Krishna. Okay, well, great, then we'll have to punish you. So he didn't want to stop. He said, even if you break me into thousands of pieces, I'll never give up chanting the holy names. So that's exactly what they did. The Nawab or king told his henchmen to beat him in 22 marketplaces with whips. And so all of his skin came off, and his bones were breaking, and his blood was all over the place. But he kept chanting. He wasn't even fazed by it, even in that decrepit condition. And so they said, can't you just die? Otherwise the Nawab will kill us because we didn't do our duty of killing you. So he said, all right, I'll die. And so he pretended to die and he went unconscious. And so they threw him in the river. And then he came out the other side of the river, all perfectly fine, not a scar on his body. So that also shows that Krishna is non-different from his name. And if you're chanting Hare Krishna, then Krishna takes full responsibility that you'll be okay in all circumstances. And just in case something happens that you're not okay, then, or you're not in perfect condition, then the devotee takes that as this is just a drop of what I would have gotten from my past immoral activities or illegal activities, which everybody in the world does or did. So then he doesn't mind it at all. There's another devotee named Prahlad Maharaj. You know Prahlad, right? Vantuzi? No. Okay. Do you know Lord Nrsingadev? The half lion? Yeah. He looked like him. It's good. So Prahlad is his little child devotee. And so Prahlad, even though he was born of a demon, you come right up front, even though he was born of a demon who did try to destroy anyone who didn't worship him, he would torture everybody, burn down the priests' houses, whatever sinful thing you can imagine, he did it. But his son was a devotee because when he was in the womb of his mother, remember Narada, who clappers and Veena? So Narada gave classes to his mother when he was in the womb of his mother. So he got completely transformed and he came out a pure devotee. So practically the whole world was under the control of his father, but he wasn't. He loved Krishna, he loved God. And his father kept trying to kill him, even though he was his own son, by throwing him in a pit of snakes, throwing him in a blizzard, throwing him at the feet of an elephant, what else? Throwing him in a fire, boiling oil, off a cliff. And Krishna just kept saving him. Like he would fall down the cliff, but midway Krishna would just catch him and save him. In the boiling oil, he didn't feel the oil at all. So finally, I'll tell you, one of the tortures was his father's name was Hiranyakashipu. Hiranya means gold, and Kashipu means soft bed, which like everybody's into. So the sister of his father, her name was Holika. And she said, "What's the matter, brother? You look like you're in anxiety." He said, "I can't kill Prahlad." She said, "Oh, no problem. I'll help you because I have a benediction that I can never burn in fire. So tomorrow, I'll go on a big platform for everyone to see. And you can put kerosene all around this platform. And then put Prahlad on my lap. And then light the fire. And he'll be dust in a minute." So that's what happened. Prahlad wasn't at all afraid. They lit the fire. And Hiranyakashipu, he was so happy. But then Prahlad walked out of the fire. And he said, "Prahlad, how did you get out?" And Prahlad said, "Well, this fire started, but then all of a sudden, I felt myself covered by a thin sheath of ice. But poor auntie, she burnt to dust, to ashes." So if one is protected by Krishna, no one can hurt him. So those are a few little pastimes of great devotees. And like being protected from harm is a minor byproduct. The major advantage is that one becomes so happy in the association of the holy name, which is non-different from Krishna himself, that, like an example is the 6 Goswamis, the 6 saints of Vrindavan, of this holy city in India. And when they would chant the Hare Krishna mantra, sometimes they would chant Ha, and then they'd be in so much ecstasy that they would faint in that ecstasy. And so a minor benefit is being protected. A major benefit is feeling happy. But the most major benefit is not being interested in my own happiness, but only wanting to please Krishna. But then I feel the greatest happiness. Even though I don't want the happiness, I just want to please Krishna. And the happiness, the unlimited happiness, is distracting me from my service. And so I'm not even interested in that. I don't want that happiness. But more happiness comes because my only interest is Krishna, and I'm his part and parcel. That is the reality according to all of our scriptures, like the Bhagavad Gita that you just got, that we're not the body, but we are pure spirit souls, not any caste, creed, color. We're just, how would you describe a soul? Beyond space and time, beyond past, present, and future, effulgent, eternal, full of bliss, and full of knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Knowledge of everything past, present, and future. Just like suppose you're born into a very, very rich family, like completely wealthy. So you don't have to do any work. You just get wealthy, all of us, automatically. So similarly, one who's connected with Krishna, who has all those great qualities, including all wealth, all knowledge, all fame, all renunciation, all power, and beauty, all beauty. So one automatically develops the qualities of the Lord by being in connection with Him and the holy names. So one example, and then I'll close here and ask for questions. One example that Krishna's name is non-different from his form. Like I'm different from my name. My name is Shamarani. So if you call me, where do you live, Amar? Huh? 8 minutes, okay. But even though you're so close, 8 minutes away, if you call my name, hi, please come over and visit, then I wouldn't be able to hear you because I'm different from my name. But Krishna is non-different from my name, from his name. If you chant apple, 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 you won't get the apple. You'll still be hungry. But Krishna is non-different from his name. So as soon as we chant his name, he dances on our tongue. And so we'll be having questions just in 2 minutes. But I want to ask Fantuzzi here. He's a very, very famous, internationally famous singer of Hare Krishna and other divine mantras. So I want to ask him just to take 2 minutes, because I know we're running late, to share his experiences of chanting and dancing, sharing the glories of the holy name with people in the world. So now, can you completely turn around and face like that's the middle, so that everybody on both sides, wait a second, you're facing the middle of all existence.
Thank you so very much for
Thank you so very
sharing.
much.
You're so inspiring. No wonder this place is so lit up.
It's lit up from there, lit up from our gurus.
I don't know what to share, but I always hear a little voice inside saying, get out of your own way. And so I'm doing the best I can to stay out of my own way. Sometimes it's easy to get out of your own way, but to stay out is the next level, because the mind and the ego and that which is not source is pulling you to the illusion. And as a child, I was born in a very, very rough place. I was born in Harlem, New York City. And my street was so dangerous the police were afraid to walk down my street. And I had a man show up. And he was an atheist, so he told me, but he was nothing but love to me. And so from his example, and his generosity, I was able to be going out to nature, and I found myself at home like I never found myself at home before. I could breathe. I could look up the stars and be in wonder, and the sounds of all the animals at night and in the morning, and it just spoke to my soul. And so I was inspired and had the faith to just walk. Walk, what I mean was that I didn't feel that Harlem was my home anymore. It was sort of like my training ground. And so then I had trust that that wherever I went, love was going to take care of me. Just like love took care of me from being able to meet this man. It's a long story. I wrote a book about it. It's called Love at First Bite, because I got bit by a rattlesnake twice. And it just, everything that you look at from a place of that God is behind everything, it becomes that. It's graced. So then I had the most amazing time being bit by a rattlesnake. I don't suggest anybody to do it.
How did that turn into chanting and dancing all over the world?
Somehow, grace, God, Krishna, has a way of working with each and every one of us, and it's not necessarily the same. So we have to be able to listen, trust, and be willing to go by faith. Even if, like your mom, your friends, they look at you like, what? You're not going to do that. It's done. It's done already. So as I go around the world, and now it's 153 countries, and places like India, and you want to go to as much as you can. So that's like 12.5 times there. And I don't think I'm done. I think I'm going to go visit a very dear friend, Radhanath. I feel like I should go to India one more time. And because God gave me a nice place in Hawaii, on the Big Island, where there's a lot of devotees who are your god brothers and sisters, so they should take care of me. I might look and feel like I'm a teenager or in my 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s. I'm in my 70s, and I'm listening to my body and I'm listening to my heart, and it says, you can rest now, so I can go over there. And already one devotee gave me his car. Can you believe that? He says, Krishna told me to drop off my car. I just bought it, and I don't know why, but I guess I'm going to go buy a better one now. And I'm like, I'm okay with it. Thank you very much. I hadn't had a car for years because I didn't want to buy a cheap one and be putting my life in danger in a no good car. But everywhere I go, people seem to come backstage, or if there's a stage, or, they go, thank you, Fantuzzi,
You do kirtan all over in big festivals? Is that what you're saying?
You could call it kirtan, but it's just like whatever songs God gives me. And sometimes when I'm in the place, then I'll put chanting in the middle of it.
Good.
Like that kind of
That's
a thing.
what makes it perfect.
Yeah, and then the other part might entice them, you know what I mean? And so one time I was singing at a place in Germany, and this big German guy comes running backstage, and he's crying already. He's like, you wrote that song? My mother taught it to me when I was 5 years old, and he was just like he turned into a baby in my arms, giving me a big hug. And so everywhere I go, that I get to sing from my heart and let God sing through, some transformation takes place. And half of the time I don't get to really know the people because they go off and I go off in two directions.
But you've done something good he has a very strong, loving desire to make people Krishna conscious.
There you go. And
Thank you.
so that's the main thing. I don't need to be pat in the back. Just the act of loving and giving and bringing the love of God with His holy name.
Yeah, without desiring any return.
That's the biggest. So thank you for
Thank you.
for hearing me and
Thank you.
allowing
Excellent.
me to share.
Beautiful.
Haribol.
Soft-spoken and very powerful at the same time. So are there any questions, comments, ifs, ands, buts? Yeah, we haven't heard from you in a long time. He also flies. He's a pilot.
So the bhakti, pure devotion, Anya Bilashita Shunyam, and you're talking about bhakti and what it means.
Can you say what Anya Vilashita Sunya means?
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Anya Bilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadya Navritam Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktir Uttama. It's the definition of what devotion is, which means, like what you said, it's a continuous endeavor to serve Krishna for his happiness without any personal desire for our own happiness, and it's devoid of any desire for like getting anything back or any sense of like merging impersonally with God. But the actual experience itself, it must be beyond words. Like there's a point. This is my question. This is what I'm thinking, and I'm asking if you can say if it's actually like that. Does it come to a point when it's just the experience is different than the actual words of talking about it? So we can talk about it and hear about it, but at some point we have to kind of go experience it, which is you can't really put words to that. Is that correct?
That is totally correct. Even the topmost servant of Krishna, Radharani herself, said that this highest love cannot, the more you try to explain it, the less people understand it, because it's not within words. It's only within, ultimately within experience. And there's a very simple example to understand that with our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. He said that before he came to America to start to establish the Hare Krishna movement on the West Coast, in the Western world. And so he came in 1965. So before that, he was reading about America. And he's from hot India, Calcutta, Delhi, Vrindavan. And so he, in an amazed way, he would tell his friends, look, I'm reading this. In America, it snows. But he had no experience. And then when he came to America in 65, in December, he came in September, and soon it was winter. So there was knee deep of snow. And then he said, then I understood it snows in America, because he experienced it. Good. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Dandavats. So we have a really interesting chat in our community chat, our SVA community chat, a conversation going on about vegetarianism, ahimsa. And I've been reflecting on that a lot as compassion.
What does ahimsa mean?
Ahimsa. Well, what does ahimsa mean? Traditionally,
Because
non-violence.
we have a guess.
Non-violence, compassion. And in the Hatha Raja system, it's actually the first step of yoga. Ahimsa, being vegetarian, non-violence. And last night, so this is something I repeat all the time to my yoga students, right? And last night, I was actually really positively challenged by one of our guests for the kirtan about veganism. And it's looking in Gita, chapter 16, it talks about ahimsa. The purport says, not stunting the progression of any other form of life. And I've been thinking about that in my own personal practice and ethics about the importance of veganism. How can we balance the use of like milk products and offerings and
What
seva?
verse that is in the Gita?
Yeah, I was just looking at it actually.
It's one of the 16 divine qualities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Where?
exactly. I have it on Vedabase.
Yeah.
It's 16, 1 through 3.
1 through 3. 16.
Well, that's another valid point too. That's true. That's true.
16, 1 through 3. All right, so the divine and demoniac natures.
Yes.
So where does it talk about particularly like charity, self-control, sacrifice, study of the Vedas?
Ahimsa satyam akrodas.
No, but then where is it expanded? Like how can I read just what you said?
In the purports, I can read for you.
Where?
I'm reading from Vedabase.
Right?
Oh, I'm not sure exactly because it just says 1 through 3 on Vedabase.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So it says ahimsa means not arresting the progressive life of any living entity. One should not think that since the spirit spark is never killed, even after the killing of the body, there is no harm in killing animals for sense gratification. People are now addicted to eating animals in spite of having ample supply of grains, fruits, and milk. There is no necessity for animal killing. This injunction is for everyone. When there is no alternative, one may kill an animal, but it should be offered in sacrifice. At any rate, when there is an ample food supply for humanity, persons who are desiring to make advancement in spiritual realization should not commit violence to animals. Real ahimsa means not checking anyone's progressive life. The animals are also making progress in their evolutionary life by transmigrating from one category of animal life to another. If a particular animal is killed, then his progress is checked. If an animal is staying in a particular body for so many days or so many years and is untimely killed, then he has to come back again in that form of life to complete the remaining days in order to be promoted to another species of life. So their progress should not be checked to satisfy one's palate. This is called ahimsa.
Yeah. I was reading with you.
Okay, great.
Oh, yeah, so the question?
Yeah, basically, like, how do we balance what we're offering and what we're consuming in the temple, and then the practical reality of the violence that is being committed with these milk products? And then a follow-up is also not stunting our own growth. Like, I found it's very important for me, for my health, to consume milk products, but at the same time, I think I could do it without. So I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts? You're a vegan, obviously. What do you think about
Vegan
this?
means not only being a vegetarian, but not taking dairy products because they come from the cow, and not taking eggs. Well, onions isn't vegan. It isn't non-vegan. It's just contaminated. It's just low modes. Oh, honey. Yeah, honey. What else? Eggs. Yeah. All right. So there's two ways to look at it. In the Gita, Krishna says, if you offer a leaf, a fruit, a flower, and some water with love, I accept and eat it. And he also says, means that if you offer these things to me before you eat it, then because I'm eating it and you're getting the remnants of what I'm eating, you don't get the reaction, because even a fruit is life, what to speak of an animal. Then he also says in the Gita that those who offer foods first in sacrifice to me, doesn't mean animal sacrifice, means like what they're doing now on the altar, saying mantras, asking Krishna to accept it. Very ancient process. So those who offer foods in sacrifice to me first, I relieve him of all the sin that would have been involved in procuring that vegetable or milk. But those who don't offer foods in sacrifice, but just eat for sense gratification, he's verily, and the word used there by Prabhupada is verily, only eating sin. So I'm a vegan, as you said, but many of the devotees are not. So will I criticize the devotees who are not vegan and say you're not eating purely, you're eating with violence, even though you offer it to Krishna? So the reconciliation is that if the food is really offered with love, as Krishna says, then whatever plant or animal, basically the cow only, whatever the cow who's, even if the ones who were killed, like I'm a vegan, but I do drink ahimsa milk, means if I know that that cow is being taken care of on that farm for always, and he's not like A2 milk, is you give them grass, not contaminated stuff, just grass, but then when he finishes giving the milk, you kill him. So that's not ahimsa milk. So unless I'm mistaken, if I think, and I have evidence that that particular cow's product, the cow is going to be taken well care of for its whole life, then I'll take that product. So how do I go about not criticizing any of my brothers or sisters who are vegetarian and who offer their food, but they're not vegan? That answer is easy. Our acharyas, like Srila Bhakti Vigan Bharati Goswami Maharaj, said that when it's really offered in love, I accept and eat it, so that the cow benefits. Like if you don't eat a cow's products and that cow is killed, the cow makes no advancement. If the cow is not killed and you eat its products, like butter, ghee, whatever, the cow, you've offered it, the cow makes advancement. If the cow is killed and you eat that, but you've offered it first with love, then the cow gets liberated and he makes a lot of spiritual advancement. So whether he's not killed and dies a natural death, or he is killed, in both cases, that animal benefits spiritually. But if you don't do anything with it, and it dies a natural death, it's not going to make any spiritual advancement. It's not going to be liberated. Is that clear? Clear statement?
Yes, that's definitely clear.
So therefore, I think my faith is that the devotees offered it with love and devotion, so the cow will benefit. So why do I remain vegan then? I guess the main thing is that I can't help it, but when I just think of a cow being slaughtered, it just comes into my thoughts when I'm taking the prasadam, even though I may know that he'll be liberated, but still the thought, it makes me cringe and it hurts. So therefore I remain a vegan. Also, different people have health standards. So some people can't digest, like Krishna Mai back there. So she's a vegan for compassion and health. Does that answer the question?
Yes, very good.
Thanks.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Any other question? Any other question? Comment? Yes. You always ask very good questions.
Hare Krishna. So my question, in the Gita, Krishna mentions the importance of seva dharma, which is following one's own dharma and not trying to emulate others. So my question about seva dharma is it predetermined or you discovered in your life? And how do you know what is your seva dharma?
Well, for the benefit of guests and devotees, what do you mean by dharma? And what do you mean by seva?
I mean, my definition of dharma is like one's purpose in life, which is like to serve Krishna, but everyone does it in different ways.
According to talent and skill and tendency.
And then seva meaning self, your own self dharma.
Seva means service.
Oh.
Seva means, what kind of service? Service that doesn't require any return.
Oh.
Selfless service, good.
Oh. Yes, swadharma, that's what I meant.
Swadharma.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So your question is, how do you know what your own dharma is or purpose in life?
Yeah, two parts. The first part is is one's swadharma predetermined or discovered over the course of your life? And 2, how do you know what it is?
Right, because we may imagine that something is our dharma, but it isn't. So there's a main way to know what one's service is, and that is by the spiritual master. And another one is by one's tendency. Like before I joined Srila Prabhupada back in 1966, I loved to do art. So he didn't ask me. One of the men in the temple said, Prabhupada wants to know what your talent is. So I said, well, I like art, but I'm not a good artist. Then I told him the story that we were having a exhibition in our school. And so I brought my friend, and all the students had their pictures up. And he said, well, which one is yours? And I said, which is the worst one? Never imagining that he would pick mine, and he picked mine. So I liked it, but I wasn't good at it. But still, he engaged me in painting, and many years later, he said in the beginning, she was not very good, but hearing and chanting about Krishna, the talent came out. So one is by the spiritual master, and I even wanted to change my service to him because I loved book distribution, walking up to hundreds of people in a day and offering them Prabhupada's books. And it was so much fun, and you get immediate result. Sometimes you get no, but a lot of times you get yes. It's immediate. And then you get immediate satisfaction. But with painting, it was completely grueling. Because how can a New Yorker, I'm not from Harlem like Van Tuesday, but it was kind of similar. I'm from the Bronx. And so how can a person like me possibly recreate a spiritual pastime, something from the world beyond this world? And even though I had references and all the information that I needed, still it was very, very difficult, and it took a long time. So I asked Prabhupada, can I please change services? And he said, no, your specific talent is painting, and we need so many paintings. But you can do distribution sometimes, because even in spiritual life, variety makes one more fit for work. So you're by nature a businessman, an AI man, owning your own businesses and training up others, would you say? All right, so that's what you like to do, you find good at. So keep doing that, but how do you serve Krishna with it? One thing is to make sure you attend the temple as much as possible. Not, I'm too busy, but attending because that's what's going to save me at the time of death. Even if I'm very, very wealthy, very successful, at the time of death, I'll feel completely lost. And I'll grieve tremendously that I've wasted my life just to become materially successful, and now my body's going to be burnt or buried. You know, this body, I was at a college engagement with Srila Prabhupada, and he ended the talk by saying, this body, which you are soaping so nicely, will turn into 3 things at death according to your religion. If you're a Hindu, the body will be burnt. If you're, what do you call that other one? Where they just throw the body in the street? It doesn't come to me right now. Huh? I'm not sure. But they do that? So they just throw the body in the street, and then the body becomes a stool of an animal who just comes and eats it on the streets. So either that body will become stool, or it will become ashes if it gets burnt. And other religions, like Christian, they bury the body. And then what does it become?
Worm stool.
Yeah. Right. So, yeah, that's what that's going to be the result of all your labor. So we want to purify that tendency by engaging as much of it as I can, like my time. I have time, I have the money, so according to my capacity, I'll offer that money to Krishna so that more books can be distributed, so that more prasadam can be distributed, spiritual food can be distributed. And I'll make sure I'm reading every day or hearing classes on the internet if I can't attend the classes. What's that book? Jaiva Dharma. Yeah, very good. Jaiva Dharma is the name of this book. And Dharma means occupation. What is the occupation of the jiva? Jiva means the living entity. The only occupation of the jiva is to serve Krishna. Jiver Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. I am eternally servant of Krishna, part and parcel, and servant of Krishna, and I'm in quality one with him, that is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, even though quantitatively he's unlimited and I'm very infinitesimal. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, that answers my question. I have one more.
Okay.
This is super specific to me, but so going off of that, if in my business I choose to only employ Hindus and I provide a livelihood for them, is that an example of Swadharma?
You provide a what?
A livelihood. Like,
It depends.
yeah.
Somebody may call himself a Hindu, but he may be a meat eater, which is against Hinduism, or he may be so many things. He may be a robber, he may be so many things. But if you find any Vaishnavas, devotees of Krishna, and supply a livelihood for them, that's better than supplying a livelihood for someone who's just going to engage that money in sinful activities. I'll give you an example. There was once a dentist. He was a devotee of Gurudev, a disciple. And Gurudev said, make sure that you give sufficient money to Krishna. Otherwise, if that talent of yours, being a dentist, heals somebody who's going to be a murderer, for example, or go out and commit a crime, then you, the dentist, sometimes when your tooth hurts too much, you can't do anything, good or bad. So if you make him better, or like if you're a surgeon, and that's doing so good for humanity, being a surgeon. But if the person who's cured is going to go off and do a crime, then part of the reaction to that sinful activity goes to the doctor who cured him. So therefore this world is just like a tar baby. You know what a tar baby is? Anybody know what a tar baby is? No? Okay, thank you. A tar baby is there's a bunch of tar, and a baby is walking in the tar, and he's trying to get out of the tar, but by nature of the tar, he's just going more and more into it. I'll give another example is quicksand.
Can I ask a question about the doctor?
Yeah.
So in the doctor example, the doctor essentially suffers consequences
Partially.
unbeknownst to his knowledge because that person goes.
Exactly.
But
Without
doesn't
his
that
knowledge.
contradict like showing compassion and service to others?
But if you're compassionate and serving someone who's going to do bad to others, then you also share in that. unless you're giving part of the money to service of Krishna. Whatever you can give, like I'm a billionaire and I'm giving a penny a week to Krishna. That's not what it means by giving your money to Krishna. But whatever you can actually afford.
Okay.
But do you understand about that it's not contradictory to compassion?
I understand that.
Thanks. There are eight culprits in any crime. I'm not sure I remember all of them, but you can guess by what I do remember. The person who pays someone to do the crime, the person who does the crime, and all the participants, the person who makes money off the crime. So similarly with meat eating, there are 8 culprits. One who raises the animal, like he has a farm. He raises the animal, he sells the animal, purchases the animal, keeps the animal in the shop, sells the animal, serves the animal, and eats the animal. They're all partially, they have to get the result. It's the same thing with the doctor, you could say. When I used to do a lot of book distribution when I was younger, I would go into the grocery store and I'd go to the frozen section, and they wouldn't understand what I'm saying, but I would say, "Hi, I'm meeting everybody at the Sin Shelf today, and we're giving out these books."
Wait,
Yeah,
so I have
frozen
one more follow-up.
All right.
So then what about if you distribute books or prasad to someone who commits a crime after?
Great. Then that person will gradually get free from committing those crimes because he'll get purified. You can give out 1,000,000 books and know that you're actually doing compassion and you're also benefiting.
I'll stop asking questions. Thank you.
Huh?
I'll stop.
What do you say?
I said I'll stop asking questions.
Okay. What? What? Oh,
To add to the question, will it help the criminal when they die and they're judged by Yamaraj?
well, it'll help them to get a better body.
Okay.
Instead of going down, they'll be progressive. In fact, many times we see that just by getting a book or even a card, someone comes to the temple and right away becomes a devotee. Okay, Chandranani, you had a question?
Yes, Dandavat pronouns. What is the purpose to receive a spiritual name?
She's asking what is the purpose of receiving a spiritual name. So there's 2 kinds of getting a spiritual name. Just it can be a nickname, and then there's a more serious way of getting a name, which is initiation, where you agree to follow certain vows and surrender to a certain spiritual master, and then all Vaishnavas. So both ways are so that I can remember that I'm a servant of Krishna. Like your name is Chandranani, so that's one name of Radharani. And you're Chandranani Dasi, which means you're the servant of Radharani, which is about the highest thing you could be. So if somebody asks you your name and you say, my name is Chandranani, then you immediately remember Radharani. So it's to help us remember.
Thank you.
Last question, Vasanti says. Oh. Thank you. Yeah, last question. Huh? What?
Okay, so I had a bunch of questions, but I'll just ask one of them. So I went on a trip to Nicaragua this last week, and just came back yesterday. And I went with my friends and my family, and my friends and I were having like a debate, and we were talking about what is like the purpose of life, and I was telling them, well, because I was reading one of Srila Prabhupada's books of Dharma. It just says Dharma. And in Dharma, it says that the eternal occupation of a human being is to serve Krishna, to serve God. And because we have to serve something. And if somebody owns a dog, they serve the dog. They own a cat, they serve the cat. So our eternal occupation is to serve. So I was kind of debating with my friend. And he kind of got upset. He's like, "Oh, well, I don't want to serve anybody." He's like, it sounds like I own my dog, right? Like, it sounds like a master-servant relationship. Like, I don't want to be in that kind of a relationship. So I wanted to ask, why is the servant relationship the best for us? And how does that connect? Because I was also listening to Srila Prabhupada. He was saying how we're in a sampradaya. I think it is the Madhav Sampradaya, and there's the Ramanuja and the Nimbarka and the Vishnu Swami Sampradayas that are like the approved Sampradayas, I guess, but we're in the Madhav Sampradaya.
Madhva.
Madhva Sampradaya. But yeah, I guess the first question first, and then Sampradaya later. So basically, like, why is the service relationship like highest attainment for us as jivas?
In this material world, nobody wants to be a servant because a servant is not really treated with respect, with honor, and a servant never feels great to be a servant. And we're always serving masters who are not happy to serve. So it's natural to not want to be a servant in this world. But this world is a perverted reflection of the real world. Like if you have a tree standing on the bank of a river, then the reflection of that tree is, number one, going to be upside down, and two, it's not going to have any substance. It's just water down there. So Prabhupada gives the example that I see a fruit or a flower reflected in the muddy river, that I go to take it, thinking I'm going to have a great time with my fruit and flower. But it's just muddy water. So the real fruit and flower is in the beautiful fruit and flower, and where I can really take shade under the tree is on the bank. Similarly, this material world is a perverted reflection of the real world. So everything is going to be upside down, unpleasurable, no substance. Similarly, to be a servant in the spiritual world is the highest position. It's not a demeaning position, like some laborer here in this material world. Even Krishna likes to be in the position of servant of his devotees. And the more one is a devotee of Krishna, the more Krishna wants to serve that devotee. So he has many names, and one of his names is Radhanath, which means the servant of Radharani, or he whose master is Radharani, who is his greatest devotee. Shri Shri Radharaman Bihari Ji Ki Jai. Get it? It's not demeaning, it's glorious.
So even Krishna wants to serve.
And he does.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing from Amar or Adam?
Thank you, Gurudev.
Okay, good. All right, so who's going to be singing the Maha Mantra? Okay, Vasanti's just invited Visvarup to chant the Maha Mantra. Thanks. Very pretty garland. Thank you for clapping and being happy that I'm getting the Socrates and good sanskars, good credits for taking the remnant garland.
Huh? Yeah. Oh my gosh, is Ananda Moy here? No.
Ananda Moy, Chandranani, is your husband here?
No, I just was curious. I think it was his birthday 2 days ago.
Yeah, we did a good birthday blessing.
Gotta be careful with this. Oh, I love that. Really?
Yeah, the deities are wearing very beautiful garlands. So I'm sure they want to show off in front of you.
Hare
And I just
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Oh, excuse me 1 minute. I just want to say something to Amar and Adam. So a lot of times when we have these kirtans or singing Hare Krishna, sorry, we also get up and dance. So if you feel like it and you see how the others are doing it, feel free. Well, you already know. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo! Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Rama. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Nita Gora Haribo, 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 Nita Gora Haribo. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Gora Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hari Bol.
Jai. Any announcements before me? You have any announcements before I have announcements? Chicles. I don't know if we have any left. We do? Okay. Hari Bol. Shri Gurudev Ki. Shri Prabhupada Ki. Shri Bhanu Varga Ki. Shri Sacred Vedic Arts Ki. Shri Sensational Sunday Program Ki. Gaur Premanande. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to Sensational Sundays at Sacred Vedic Arts. We've officially changed from Sacred Sunday to Sensational Sunday. Hari Bol. So, our Nitai Prabhu just came back from India. And he has some sacred water from the Ganga River. I'm sure you both heard of the Ganga River. It's the most sacred river in the world. So he's going to give everyone a drop on the head for our auspiciousness and advancement in bhakti. So I guess maybe after my announcements, you'll do that? Okay. And he cooked lunch today. Yeah, right? Him and Sharda. Who else was out there? Nitai. Raga. Radha. Radha Stali. Radha Stali. All glories to the cooks. Our devotional lunch we'll take outside. The rain has stopped and everything is fresh and beautiful to take prasad in Radharani's garden. If everyone goes and sits down, then the devotees will serve you your plate. But before that, we have our boutique, our transcendental gift shop with beautiful books and art, and we have these beautiful jikles, canvas prints. And because it's our inauguration of Sensational Sunday, we'll have a discount on the jikles. Galakuja is very merciful, so if you can see him, and make him an offer, he'll he'll yay or nay it. But we also have our books and art in the posters for any amount of books and posters for any donation. So, oh yeah, and even last night, Sharda and some devotees went to the pub, what's it called, Churchill's, and one lady at like midnight bought a jikle, the cycle of birth and death jikle. So I know. So everybody is searching. And what else? Oh, I think you all know my martial arts teacher, Shivananda Prabhu. Our audio book of God Likes Jiu-Jitsu, just first part has been released. So I'm going to put the link to download it on the SVA community chat. And for our new friends, please give Haridas Prabhu your email and number so you can get on our list and see like the events that are coming up. And all the proceeds, it's $9.99 only, and all the proceeds come to Sacred Vedic Arts. Haribol. And we have tomorrow morning yoga 7:30 with Nikunja Prabhu. And we have Tuesday night meditation night with us and friends. And Friday night kirtan 6:30. And the trip to India in October, if you would like to go, see me about that. And part of Bhakti Yoga is, Bhakti Yoga means devotional service. So if anyone would like to do some devotional service and help with the cleanup after lunch, that would be beautiful. Please see Raga Mandri in the kitchen right there. And that's it, right?
Welcome to all the new guests.
Oh yeah, we did that many times. Haribol.
Okay, so now we're going to say the prayer that we say before taking this spiritual lunch, which was offered to Krishna. So if you can repeat after me. O Lord, this material body is a lump of ignorance. And the senses are networks of paths, leading to death. Somehow we've fallen into this ocean of material sense enjoyment. And of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and difficult to control. It is very difficult to control the tongue in this world. But you, dear Krishna, are very kind. You have given us this nice prasadam, spiritual food, just to help us conquer over the tongue. Now let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction. And in so doing, glorify their lordship, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. And love, call for the help of Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. Gaur Premanandi. So everyone can proceed now to the boutique. Even if you have all the books and art you can get for your friends for birthdays, anniversaries, home warmings, births, and so on. And otherwise you can go to the back, to Radharani's garden, and take prasadam.